Hi, I'm Natalie Sisson, the Suitcase Entrepreneur, and in this week's episode I'm going to share behind the scenes on how I basically plan out my day when I'm always traveling. So I had a great question from one of my readers, and that was, I'm running a web design business, but I would like to live as a writer and maybe even a blogger. So how do you schedule your days, Natalie? A few hours daily or cramming for a few weeks and then resting? And do you ever separate between work and hobby time, or is it all one thing to you? And that was from Haim. So great question. I've talked about this in depth in a podcast episode, which I'll link to in the notes below this video. But I would love to answer this because it's different for every single person. I personally, because I don't have a base and I'm never in one place, I really have to plan ahead and think about my personal schedule, my travel schedule, and my business schedule. So one thing that I am pretty good at now is being really disciplined about my time. I'll get up in the morning, I'll have my own routine, and then I'll do a few hours of concentrated focus work on my priorities. And I did talk about this in a previous video, all about productivity while you're on the road. So make sure to check that out in my 6 steps to a successful day. But I always try to figure out what time of the day I'm feeling most energetic and when I'm going to be most focused. So for me, that's morning. Then I go out and I explore the place that I'm in. I go and be a bit of a tourist. I come back in the late afternoon and I'll do some more focused work then, checking on email, social media, and anything else that I need to do. And then I'll go out for dinner or catch up with friends. It also entirely depends on what stage my business is at. So if I have a big ass launch coming up, then I try not to plan a ton of travel because it can get really exhausting moving around, trying to find decent Wi-Fi, quiet spots, and places to just focus on the launch. So if I know I have a launch coming up in 2 months' time, I'll make sure that my travel plans are a little bit more low-key and that I'm actually staying in one place for a period of time. And this just comes from knowing your business and knowing your editorial calendar for the rest of the year and what content you're putting out, and when you're going to be having a full-on travel time, and even planning out holidays like extended weekends or months when you're just taking time off. So for example, this year I'm taking most of September off. I plan to be in Ubud in Bali, and so I'm planning my business out and getting everything scheduled so that I can be offline for that entire month. And yes, I do have downtime, and it's always a bit of an art juggling out working and living, especially when you love what you do, and especially when you can do it from anywhere and you can be connected 24/7. So once again, I found that discipline is the thing that gives you tons of freedom. So just being disciplined about your downtime, your time out, your travel time, time with friends, relax time, and then focus working time. I hope that some of those tips have helped you out. And as I said, please do watch my video on productivity from the road, and I'll link to another couple of articles in the notes below this video to help you out even further. And of course you can pick up a copy of The Suitcase Entrepreneur, because I talk all about balance, of which I don't really think is actually a true thing you can achieve in that book. Thanks for that question. Yeah, I find I balance life and work pretty well. You know, I'm pretty good about